Yes, hello. Hello, all. It's Sunday, 22nd of October. And, yes, I've been eating my banana and taking a cup of coffee, trying to wake up. And it's autumn outside. And, I watched a video from Brad Johnson about healing, and I can understand what he's talking about. So, but there are of course many ways to see this. There's always different points and angles of everything. So, what is one person's meaning can be totally different to another person's meaning. He might think that what he believes is right in, maybe similarities, but different anyways. So when I was 12, 13 years old, my mother started doing spiritual work. Of course, I didn't understand very much of it, but it was interesting. I accepted it. She could read the dreams of other people, and she often asked what I had dreamed, and could, out of the symbols, what I was dreaming, she could, analyze the dream and what they meant and so on. It was very interesting. She started with Blomster flower medicine too. I don't know what it was going to do, but we was drinking flower medicine all the time. We just drink it. She gave it to us. This is going to help you. Okay. Well, I hope it helped. It seems like it helped. Okay, a little bit of humor there. I am from northern Norway. We are fishermen up there. It's kind of hard lifestyle. Well, it didn't suit me very much. I tried. I could wake up in the morning and everything just spinned around when I got in on the harbor. But of course I worked a little bit on the harbor and to earn some money. Okay, I was a little derailing there. You can see I'm derailing very fast. So I was 12, 13 years old. She was doing that, of course. She tried to make me understand spiritual stuff, and of course it's always been interesting. Always been with me since I was a little child. I remember when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, I could suddenly start to bleed, nosebleed. So, but I can't remember anything about abductions and stuff when I was smaller. But that might have happened. But of course, when I've been growing up, I've been having more dreams about aliens and spiritual dreams. I dreamt one night that there was this alien shooting a beam of light through his mouth into my mouth. So my head just lit up. I don't remember much of it, but it was a grey being of some type. And I wake up there, but with my ear just ringing. Whee! I heard and I have had dreamed that I was sucked into the light and awakened with this whee sound. And the latest dream was about the Zetas. My computer equipment was just going high wire. The internet turned off and the PC turned off and everything. Nothing worked. But after I channeled the Zetas, it went back to normal. So I think they have the methods to get your attention, you can say. And back to when I was 12, 13 years old. I don't think my mother understand that maybe I had to go through some things before I started with this, to learn a little bit about how the earth functions and both the darkness and the light. Because if you can't understand what people are going through, how can you really help them? So And of course people has to want to be helped, or it is not possible to help them. And as Brad, I can understand what he's saying, that when he says that you have to talk to people and they have to want to be helped to really help them. But there are many ways to help persons, and one of them is charity. If you can't help in other way, that has to be the way you help them. Of course, I many times want to go other places and tell my story, but it won't help because they won't listen to me, and I need money to do it. I can't just go a place which costs thousands of dollars without any funds. And I can't just tell a bunch of people in a village that you have to do this things this and this way. Maybe it will help, but it costs money and it takes time and everything. And sometimes I think it's just better to give the money to someone which is already established there, and they can do the job. So it's kind of not, you can't see it as like you're giving a little bit money and then it just goes into the big black pit, as he calls it. But it doesn't work like that. So if you can help, you need to help in the way you can help, and that help will help in some way or other. If there wasn't someone who helped those which starved in Africa and every else place, what will happen? They will starve to death. There would just be nothing left there. Of course they have to help themselves, but if they are not able to help themselves, how can you do it? I think with the internet you can reach out to many people. That's why many of the light workers are using the internet. And people have to take the choice themselves. I cannot force upon anyone this spiritual journey which I am on. They have to choose themselves. So I can only be an example, as we all are, I feel, we which are working on this. But we have to see that there are many ways to help other people. There is not just the one way. And everybody has their own view of what they believe and they think is important. Let's say if I am standing in a dark forest, I'm shining a light in front of me. That's a viewpoint I have. But the one besides me may have a completely different viewpoint of the same thing I am watching and have completely different thoughts about it. And I have to respect that. I cannot force anyone to see and believe what I am watching. So it's like this. And if he is pointing his own flashlight he might see something completely different than me. Maybe he sees something which is behind a tree, that which I don't see. So everything is a valid angle to see life. That is why creation is like it is, this polarity. It's a universe to see things from different points of view. And but it's okay. I also, in the long run, of course, if I throw a drop of water into 1 liter of water, you won't notice that the water will rise, but it will rise. So, and I don't see people as a bunch of in a pit which you throw some potato chips to and they just act like piranhas. If I was hungry and starving in a pit and someone threw a potato bag into that pit, I would climb over people's head to get that potato chip bag, maybe to survive another day. But it's all about the primitive. That's why they have so much control here, the corruptors, because they are pointing out on our survival. They're limiting us down to survival. That's why there are so many survival games out there. Because in the end, we are abundant. Everybody can have food, everybody can have money, everybody can have a good life here. If it wasn't for those which corrupts everything and want to feed off those which, are trying to survive, you can say, or trying to live a normal life. there's always darkness. It's just it's so speculative, and it can hide in the light, cloak itself, and when the right moment comes up, it will like bite, you can say. And that's the worst kind of darkness and low entities, and whatever you would like to call it. They also need the light, or they can't survive. So, but they are feeding on it. They're not adding anything. They might learn you something about how they are, and then you just can say, okay, you have learned me what I need to know. I don't need you anymore in my life to suck out my energy or try to manipulate me in any ways. That's your choice. You can just say, okay, you want to be there, I see who you are now. Now just leave me alone, and I will leave you alone. No, I have learned what you have to learn me. I don't need to. Yeah. That's the choice you have. And it's all about learning. The life is all about learning to see yourself from different angles, and every angle is valid because it is a part of life. So, but of course, do not expect that high frequency love and light and hope and everything would connect to the lower frequencies. They may teach something from each other. That's why they are entangled, but they do not really match, you can say. So you can only see what frequency you are of. But of course you can see elements of other things, of course, to learn. So, well, I think there's a lot of, well, to find the right English word is not easy, but there's a lot of things happening now on Earth. You can see that, and I also understand that we are being manipulated still, although it's harder for the elite, corrupted ones, which I call them, which do like to have it like this, because this is their excitement, to have a lot of money, be egoistic, have rituals, have their what can you call it, clans or hobbies. But as long as you let those things go out over other people, then it is polarity. It's not unifying people, and that is what we are going towards now. It's unifying and accepting that we are different, that we can have different opinions and live together, and not kill each other because we have different beliefs and religions. So if you really want to force something upon someone, you don't really believe in it yourself. So that's the strangeness with it. So, well, how is it going else? I'm just relaxing, just working on my Patreon tiers, and it's a lot of beautiful things there to see, of course, and a lot of positive messages. So I'm trying to create a package of love and doing it my way. Of course, I have taken inspiration from others. We are all inspired by others. And of course, it takes a lot of job. I had to begin somewhere, and then I just evolve it, you can say. Like someone writing a book, they go over it and evolve it and add, take out. So I feel I'm evolving my tiers, trying to add new stuff, make it more better quality, more interesting. And of course I'm also posting videos on the YouTube channel, as you see, channelings. I want to make a channel where there is diversity, it shows love, but also neutrality and viewpoints, which is important because it's not this or that. It is very much this and that. And I think often that is what happens with paradisic planets. If they completely lose the learning and education that there might be polarity out there, and things coming from other places which may change everything, it might destroy that society. So I kind of see like nothing lasts forever, but I kind of see the Spartans like they had this beautiful community, which was space of balance and unity, and also our warriors, where they can actually defend themselves and their own values. If something comes and tries to enforce something upon them, because there is a lot going on out there. It's not just light and love and let's go on a paradise road. Of course we want that. We want that to happen. We want that the world to be like that. We want everything to be good, to be loved, to be included. But that's not how it is out there. It's many people believe in other stuff, and of course if we are going to create a paradise on the planet and high frequencies, we need those people also to change, or how it will work if someone goes up and someone down. Of course then they are still around, or maybe you just shift dimensions and they disappear. I don't know really how it works, but it seems like something happens in that way, that we are shifting dimensions, and sometimes you can shift. But I can still see that the people which I have known all my life are still around, and they are still the same people. Nothing has really shifted, so it's up to us humans together to create a new world and learn from our mistakes. So, but it's, of course, it's a very good opportunity to learn down here, see yourself from a new point of view, and of course, and learn also, and help others, of course. So I'm trying to help in my own way, which I see I can do it, the way I can help you. And it is, of course, to channel beings which tell their stories about love. Maybe sometimes they tell a story about change, how it was going from darkness, polarity into the light. I will not channel beings which goes the other way. That's not why I'm doing this. So it has to be higher frequencies up to the light. But there's, as I have told, there is not this or that, it's this and that. Everything is included. If we're going to change something, we need to understand how we are going to change it. And then we also have to look at the problems which other people have and help them change it. And there is many ways to do that, but of course they must want to do it. If you don't want to change, you cannot change. That's how it is. And of course I understand that if you want to change, there is always some wheels you need to pull yourself out of. You have to stop doing things maybe you are used to do, and that can be very hard. I've seen alcoholism in my own family, which they are not able to change that alcoholism. They are not able to change how they look on the world, because that was the only thing that they knew and wanted to know. So they have given up life in some sort of way. They are just existing, but they cannot drink anymore, because that will destroy them. So the fear of, dying is keeping them alive in some way. But they don't live, they are like zombies. And they are very dependent on others to do things for them. So I try to talk to this individual, but he won't listen, he won't start to live. He just are there. I won't say that he's siphoning life from others, but in some way he is, because he's not doing anything either. He's just kind of being like a parasite on the family. He has his own money, but I don't think he cares about the money either. I don't know. But this person has been drinking very hard, so I've been taught very much how alcoholism works, and it's pain. It's just hell. If people get addicted to alcohol, it's just ruins so much for themselves and others. It's just people don't understand what it is before they see it themselves. They cannot understand it, what it is, before they see it themselves. So I've also been going through much of that myself, and I see that's not what I want in my life. I don't want to be like that. I want to be like this, to help people, to talk about that, and to change things to the better. So, but everything is a valid experience. And sometimes someone will judge you for that change. They will say that, oh, look at him, he has become like that. Oh, so people that just, they try to find things on you to mock or and make it strange or different or judge. Yes, resentment. We all humans have it in us. And if people find someone which are not doing things after their, you can say, dance or pipe, as we say in Norway, they will find something to judge you with or talk about you. Yeah, he is like that and she is like that. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, look at what he is doing. That's a typical human. But we cannot be like that if we're going to change the world. We have to include everything and see that and try to help them instead, or accept that they are in fact different people. So, but we will always, to change the focus on ourselves, we will try to change that focus, negative focus, which we are having, over to others. So we don't need to look at our own problems. So we do it. I am quite aware about that now. I see it, but I wasn't aware about that before. It was quite a kind of a natural state to be in that projective state and tell that it's all the others' fault that I am like this and I've done like that. But it's not like that. I have taken my own choices and let other people, what do you call it? Well, let other people's come into my world and change it, you could say. Or oh no, I don't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. Well, just my Thor Heyerdahl mind. I think maybe he was better in English than me. Oh, affect. Yeah, affect your world. Yeah, they're affecting your world with their meanings and their viewpoints and how they talk to you. But you are, of course, letting them affect you. And if you don't understand that they are affecting you and you let them affect you, you are letting them affect you and you are projecting. But of course, when you start to understand this, you don't need to have anything with those people to do anymore if they don't bring anything positive into your life, or love, or light, or see you as a problem in their life. You don't need to have they're in your life anymore. You can take in people which love you for what you are and respect you for who you are, because we are all different. But that's of course the irony here is that we all have to, in the end, accept that we are different and that we need to learn from each other and respect each other for those differences, but of course in a positive manner. But we have to be in the same frequency. That's why I and many spiritual workers are trying to to help on to bring that unity together and see that we are the same. Anyway, we look different and may have different habits and things to see stuff from. We are the same human beings, the same light. But of course, as we are dividing everything up in small things, smaller and smaller things, it creates polarity and it creates belief systems which doesn't serve humanity. And there are both alien beings siphoning on humanity, I can see that now, taking advantage of us. But that's maybe why we are created here on this world genetically, that we was going to be like a, you kind of call it guinea pig, but genes and DNA could be extracted from us. And now this guinea pig is growing up and getting aware and thinking, what the fuck is going on? We don't want to have it like this anymore. We want to be loved, we want to be cherished, we want to be free. We want to have the Earth as our planet, so we can educate ourselves and be a part of cosmos and the federations out there of light. So, but we are so confused here and so manipulated that some people, they really don't know what the fuck they are, or where they are from, or what they're doing. They just exist. So that's how the media and alcohol and fear movies, fear games have control over you, and also different types of beings coming in from spiritual sides and other planets to take advantage of us. But now it's kind of stopped, I think. Most of it is stopped because the light won't allow it anymore. It's enough. We have been misused for too long, the humans. This project has been going on for long enough. And now it is time for us to grow up and become love and light. So we can go out into space and help others again. But we don't know if those people are put there for us to learn, or is how long has this universe been going on, and how long have the masters of creation created life, and how many dimensions are there, how many universes are there, what the fuck is going on this planet? Because if you don't know, how can you really understand what is going on, really? But there is something going on, that's for sure, because there are tens of thousands of UFO reports and spiritual reports out there, and people working with this. But if those which you are, the governments which you are trusting, are lying to you and hiding information which is very important for this world to move on, how the fuck can humanity move on if someone is playing games with us? And as I get the information, there are both humans playing these games and extraterrestrials also joining in, because they also like to play these games with worlds and populations, because they have come so far technologically that they can create whatever they want. They can teleport instantly from one side of the universe to the other, and they can create life with genetics and cryogenics. We are just starting to understand this. So they are mostly spacefaring races, maybe up in the 3-4 category. We are 0 here. You can't even live with each other. How can we fucking expect to live with aliens coming down here? But that will of course change now in the coming years as people are awakening, and it just takes one UFO landing somewhere, or one photograph on the news, and people will start awakening. But now it's very much a free will planet that if you want to awake, you can awake. If you don't want to awake, you can live in your house with your family and you have your car and your pet and your work, and that's that. That's a valid experience, that too. So you have to respect that. But of course, when you are awakening, people will see you as strange because they don't understand. That's just how it is. So, yeah, I think this message got a little bit out of control. Or it's just, well, you know. Okay. Yes, I'm trying to be a better person. I think I'm kind of is a good person in the end, but we are all black and white, and it's not this or that, it's this and that. So, but everything is just a choice. And I see that I have much more positivity and out of life to be loved and to love others and to include, of course. But of course, it's a learning process. My mother said she talked with a spiritual person. Maybe I was 12, 13 years. It was in that age. And he had said that I was come here from Orion to learn about love and to learn about spirituality. But I didn't get any more messages than that. I just got that I was from Orion and came down here to learn about love. So what that means, it seems like I have something. I couldn't do this if I didn't have any positive in me or didn't understand what I was doing. I wanted to do this positive thing which I'm doing. But I also feel that there is something dark there, which why it has been created and why it is there. If it is there to learn me something and see myself from a different point of view, I don't know, because I seem to attract many people which are very polarity people. So, but I think I have learned a lot from it, and now it's starting to shed that and grow, you can say. We all are. But it's very complex down on Earth because it's so different from people to people. Some people have the ability and opportunity to do this, to help others, but some don't have it. They just get born and they die. So what really is the point of that? But Earth is like that. It has become like that because of the corruption and the souls which has been corrupted and been corrupted by the corruptors and controlled. So everything about the society is controlling you. The news, the media is just negative shit all the time. I can look at the internet news, it's just negative, negative, negative. People dying, people getting killed, people getting raped, violence. There's maybe one small picture of something positive happened here and there. That's it. So media is definitively on this route to control the humanity and keep us in low frequency and fear-based. But of course there are somebody which likes this, which like to be in that frequency. I myself has enjoyed it for many times, of course, with the games and movies, but it has created blockings inside me, which I know how to work, and it's not very pleasant to work on it because you have to see things with yourself which are not very pleasant to see, which may maybe scare you a little bit. But if you're going to change something, you have to know what to change, then you also have to look at it. So it's polarity. That's what the polarity universe is. It's reflective also. When you look in the mirror, it will reflect back what you send out. So maybe I have to start looking at what I send out, but I feel now that I'm sending out much more positive vibrations. Of course, it might be confusion, but there is confusion before there is stability and learning, growing. That's how it is. So everything is a part of the universe, everything is teaching you something in some way. Sometimes you just feel like life is fucking unfair. What the fuck is going on? You don't feel that you deserve this. But maybe that is exactly what you have to go through to learn something and release, educate yourself. So yes, that was today's speech. I hope you will join my channel and don't think I'm too fucked up. It's strange, this. It creates possibilities. I do this for humanity, for love, because I do not feel what is going on here is the right thing. It is creating misery and hate, separation, and it is teaching me something, and I hope it teaches you something too, that you can grow out of it, maybe awaken, see that the spiritual world is there, there are dimensions, there are awareness. In the night you're dreaming, that is as real as this. You cannot touch it, you cannot, but it is something which is a part of you. And who's better to be an example than those which want to be that example for you? So, much love, have a nice weekend. Hope I didn't derail too much from what I really was wanted to say, but I think I've said what was meant to be said. Okay, have a nice weekend. Much love.